Hello everyone, I am Angela. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am starting a new section in my Commonplace book. So I figured I would bring you along for that so that you know what it is I do when I'm about to start a new section and how I do that. Hopefully this helps you with your own Commonplace book and helping keep it organized so that it is as efficient and helpful to you as possible so that you can get the most use out of your Commonplace book. I had finished reading Marcus Aurelius's Meditations, and that is the book that I was making notes of in my Commonplace book. So here, these are my notes on meditations. And I only make notes of books that I feel like I am studying, books that I'm learning something from. Usually it's philosophy, or self-improvement, self-help, self-development. Those are the books that I usually include in my Commonplace book. But other books that I'm reading, novels and things like that, usually are not included in this book. Sometimes I'll annotate those books, and sometimes I will write down a quote from those books, but those go in my journal, and I'll talk about that in a later video. But the book that I started this time is The Cash Flow Quadrant. And this is by it's by Robert T. Kiyosaki, and he is the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. So if this color scheme in this book looks familiar, but it doesn't have Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that's why. So it looks very similar to Rich Dad, Poor Dad in the colors and everything. This is an oldie but a goodie. I think this was copyrighted in like 1998. And he's great when he's writing about financial freedom and finances. So Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that is like a banger of a book when it comes to understanding finances. And this one as well. I read this such a long time ago, but I am rereading it because it's been so long that I didn't remember diddly squat about it. So I wanted to study it again. And so I started reading this and I'm like, oh my gosh, there are so many things that I really need to jot down and look at. So I am going to start a section for this book in my Commonplace. So let's do that right now. Okay, so here I have my Commonplace book. I have the Cash Flow Quadrant, my highlighter and pen. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to look at the index of my Commonplace book and see where I might have some blank space. So going through, all of these pages are taken up. 40 and 41, that page is under construction. I'm still trying to figure out what title I'm gonna use for that one. But it looks like this is, there's some space after page 41. So before I jump the gun, I'm gonna make sure that there isn't anything on page 42. Because it happens, sometimes you'll just hurry up and throw something in there and not put it in your index right away. So I'm going straight over to page 42, ta-da, and it is blank. And then I'm gonna see if I have enough pages blank after that, and I do. So for a book like this that I'm going to be taking probably a significant amount of notes on, I try to leave at least 10 pages available for my notes. I may or may not need all the 10 pages, but I want at least 10 pages just in case. And so if I only had pages 42 and 43 available, and then there was maybe some stuff on page 44, then I would go to another section where I would have at least, a decent chunk of pages, so I don't have to split up my notes. And it's not a big deal, like if you write in 2 pages and then there's something here and then you realize, oh shoot, like I need more space. That's fine. You can just go back to your index, be like, oh yeah, then page 52 continued, and you go on the same way, but that's fine. All right, so my little page marker here. So page 42 is where we're gonna start. So I'm gonna go to the index and I am going to jot that down. Okay, so here, page 42 through, and I leave that blank because I don't know how many pages it's going to take. So, and I'm not going to write 42 right in the middle because then it's not going to give me the space I need to put the end page on. So I'm going to put the title, Cash Flow Quadrant. By Robert T. Kiyosaki. Okay, so that's in my index and ready to go. Then I'm going to come over here to page 42 and I'm going to do my highlighter first. This is something that I mentioned in my other video about my Commonplace book, that I prefer to make the highlighted lines first and then right on top of it. It seems like no matter what kind of pen I use, if I write something in pen and then go over it with a highlighter right away, it just gets all smeary. And I don't like having like black ink on my highlighters anyway. So just gonna do this. Okay, and then I'm gonna write the title. Cash flow quadrant. And same over here. Okay, and on the first page, I am going to write the author's name. So by Robert T. Kiyosaki. Okay, and that is pretty much it. Okay, so as I move forward with this book and taking notes, I'm gonna obviously take notes on these 2 pages, and then each additional page I will do the same thing. I would put the purple highlighter, the title of the book, and I'll go from it 1 page at a time. I won't do a 2-page spread because who knows if I will need both pages. So I'll just do it 1 page at a time from this point forward. And I try to keep the highlighter the same color for each section. So it's very visibly easy to see the different categories, the different sections of the Commonplace book. So I'll show you real quick an example. So we have meditations, and these are my notes. And so you can see right at the top, it's in green highlighter, says meditations. So it's very consistent. And then right away you see, oh, there's something different here. So my meditations is stopped. Again, I didn't need a 2-page spread. My notes on meditation stopped here on page number 6. And then on the next page over here, there was a blank page and I ended up writing a poem. So that's what I'll be doing here. And that's just like a really good way to keep the Commonplace book a little more organized, visually appealing, and just flipping through it, you can easily see the sections and the titles at the top of the pages, so you don't have to really read much further than that when you're looking for something, or you're just flipping through. Usually if you're looking for something specific, you can go straight to your index and know exactly what page it's going to be on. So yeah, definitely. I hope you found this video to be helpful. Let me know. And is there any way that you organize your Commonplace book? Are there any tips that you'd like to share with the community on what it is you do with your Commonplace book to either keep it organized or to make it look pretty? Some people I know add stickers and decorate and do all kinds of things. And these books are they're just so personal and so versatile. There's not one Commonplace book that's the same as anybody else's. Where's my, hold on, see, going straight to my index habit tracker for September is page 20. So yeah, so here's my habit tracker so far. And I mean, these books can just do so much. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think and if it was helpful. Take care. Bye-bye.